And we're live. Hello guys, so welcome back to Excel Island. My name is Abato Shevdin, as you already know. And welcome back to the channel if you're an existing subscriber, and welcome if you're a new subscriber. So on this channel, what I've basically been doing for the last 57 days, or say 56 days, for the last 56 days is I've been lightening my learning journey using the Datacamp resources to upskill myself as a freelance data analyst. I'm currently a top-rated plus freelance data analyst on the Upwork platform. I've been freelancing for the past 3, 4, getting close to 5 years now. So I've had major success and I became a top-rated plus freelance data analyst on the Upwork platform. So I decided to also upskill myself and position myself very well in the data industry and learn some new stuff using the data camp resources. So I'm currently on the data analyst in SQL career track on the Datacamp platform, and I've been consistently learning for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour every day for the last 57 days on the Datacamp platform. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is my Datacamp platform. If I go to the career track, the track section here, I go under career track. You should be able to see this, or when it's falling, I hope my network won't be affected. This is coming up. Also, let me share with you. So, my major success came due to the influence of a coach. So, I have a coach who has taught me all I need to know about freelancing for the past 3, 4, 5 years. His name is Benga, and he has a course currently on called the Freelance Clients Magnet course. And what this course does is that it also teaches you how to become a successful freelancer and run a successful freelancing business on major platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn, or even remote job websites. You can start through remote job websites. You can also use your social media platforms, your social media account to optimize your social media account and position yourself very well so that you can land clients using your social media account, not just for fun or catching codes. They get it done. So I'll leave a link to the course under this YouTube description. You can also go to Twitter and search for Bring on Twitter. So this is being added on Twitter. You can check out the spin tweet. There are thousands of testimonials out there on the spin tweet from last year. Even this year alone, if you go through his tweet, you see lots of testimonials from the students he has coached also. So I'll leave a link to the course. Don't forget to check the course through the link in the description. So let's get back to the data camp here. So I'm on the data analyst in SQL career track currently. So after I finish this part, this career track, I plan to also start the data analyst in Power BI in preparation for my PL 300 data analyst certification. You get it now? So I plan to take that certification next year, not this year again, but of course next year. So if I click on this data analyst in SQL career track, I'm 66% through the track. So and the goal is to finish it before the next 100 days. Yes, before the next 100 days. That's the goal to finish it. And as it is, I am today is 57, day 56, and I'm 66% to the career track. So I am definitely finishing it before the next 100 days. So what I also plan to do after finishing it is that I plan to build a lot of portfolios in SQL. We focus on SQL. You can see the career track contains 11 courses, uh, under 39 hours, but you spend more than that with farm projects. So far, so good. I've completed 7 courses in the career track. Yes, I'm currently on the 8th course. You get it now. So we have more courses like course the 11. So if I complete the 8th course, 9, 10, 11, just like 4 more courses to go. We build the project, statement and accomplishments, and I can also prepare for certification on the data camp certification. I think they have 2 certifications under the data analysis in SQL. So let's go back and do some lessons today for 30 minutes, for 5 minutes, 1 hour. But the goal is to finish the chapter. So each career track, each course in the career track always has 4 chapters. So I think I'm in chapter 2 of the current course in the career track. So if I can finish that today, that will be cool. So let's get started. Exploratory data analysis in SQL. So let's finish the paragraph here. So if I click here, you can see we're in chapter 2 of the paragraph. Oh, there's heavy rain currently going on. Let's finish this chapter 2 today so we can start chapter 3 tomorrow.
You've learned several functions to help you explore numeric data. Now it's time to add a few more. So far, we've summarized individual columns, but sometimes we want to understand the relationship between two columns. Correlation is one measure of the relationship between two variables. A correlation coefficient can range from 1 to -1, with larger values indicating a stronger positive relationship and more negative values indicating a stronger negative relationship. The core function takes the names of two columns as arguments and returns the correlation between them. Rows with a null value in either column are excluded. Another common summary measure is the median. The median is the 50th percentile or midpoint in a sorted list of values. To get the median, use a percentile function. The syntax for the percentile functions is different than for other functions you've seen because the data must be ordered to do the computation. It's called ordered set aggregate syntax. The only argument to the function is a number between 0 and 1 corresponding to the percentile you want. You then type within group and then, inside parentheses, order by and the name of the column you want to compute the percentile for. Percentile DISC, or discrete, always returns a value that exists in the column. Percentile CONT, or continuous, interpolates between values of data must be ordered. Another common summary measure is the median. The median is the 50th percentile, or midpoint, in a sorted list of values. To get the median, use a percentile function. The syntax for the percentile functions is different than for other functions you've seen because the data must be ordered to do the computation. It's called ordered set aggregate syntax. The only argument to the function is a number between 0 and 1 corresponding to the percentile you want. You then type within group and then, inside parentheses, order by and the name of the column you want to compute the percentile for. Percentile DISC, or discrete, always returns a value that exists in the column. Percentile CONT, or continuous, interpolates between values around the specified percentile. It can return a value that is not in the original data. Here's an example. We have four numbers, 1, 3, 4, and 5. The two percentile functions return different values for the median. The discrete percentile function returns 3, while the continuous percentile function interpolates between 3 and 4 to return 3.5. The formula used to compute percentiles is fairly complex, and sometimes the results may not be intuitive. In particular, you may be used
I think they're saying it should return the 50th percentile. 50%. Okay, that's like returning, instead of returning 3 percentile this, to return the 50th percentile. So what we have, percentile continuous, not 3.5 between the, okay.
to computing the median of an even number of values as the average of the two middle values. Be aware that these functions may not always return that value as the 50th percentile. Before you practice using these functions, there are a few common issues with numeric values that you should be on the lookout for. First, error codes. Sometimes certain values, such as 9, 99, or -99, may have special meaning and not be true data values. Check any documentation for your database and be suspicious of values that seem out of place. Such special codes might also denote missing values. There are also additional special values, usually combinations of the letters N and A, that are used to denote missing values in other programs. It's also good to check to make sure that 0 really means 0 in the data and not missing. Beyond error or missing value codes, you also want to check for extreme outlier values. These may indicate data entry errors or other problems with the data. Finally, just because data is in a numeric column type doesn't mean it should be treated as a number. Zip codes may be stored in a numeric column, but it doesn't make sense to take the average or variance of zip codes. Numeric values are also sometimes used to encode multiple choice responses to survey questions, even though the answer choices might not correspond to a numeric scale. With these common issues in mind, let's practice.
Yeah, let's practice. It says correlation. What is the relationship between a company's revenue and its other financial attributes? Compute the correlation between revenues and other financial variables with the call function. That is the correlation function. The instruction says, so I'm looking for this to fire out real quick. So compute the correlation between revenue and profit, correlation between revenue and assets, correlation between revenue and equity. The first one is correlation between revenue and profit. Correlation between revenue and profit. Select as revenue profit, as revenue asset, as revenue equity. So we use the call function here. Call, make a bracket there. Revenue and profit. Okay, then revenue column. The revenues, revenue and profits. Is it profit or profits? I think it's profit. It's plural. We also have core, revenue and assets. You can do revenue. We also have core. Last one will be revenue and equity. Revenue and equity. Let's do that one. Okay, to submit that. So this one is good. The correlation here is moderately strong. This one is negatively is negative correlation. This one is also moderately positive. So if you can see positively strong, you can see that. So the last, let me just off my camera there. This is 0.5. This one is almost 0.5 or 0.6. But this is 0.3. The correlation is negative here. This is positive, positive correlation. Let's submit that. And we are good to go. You can say profit, asset, and equity are all positively correlated with revenue. The revenue, okay, profit and asset. This is asset, where is asset here? Asset is the second one. Okay. Mean and median. To compute the mean, use the average and median asset of Fortune 500 companies by sector. It says use the percentile disk function to compute the median. Percentile disk, there is 50 percentile, which is the median within group ordered by column name. To select the mean and median of assets, what groups are you computing statistics by? It says compute the mean and median by sector. If by sector, you just select the sector column here or sector field. We have the sector field there. And let's copy that. It says select the mean of assets within the average function. You can use select the median. So if you want to do a mean, Okay, the mean will be the average function. AVG. So the mean of assets. Now the assets. I just find the assets column there. Assets. So select the median using the what? Percentile disk. You are seeing the percentile disk. The percentile disk there. Now this. The mean here once we found is 50%, and do 0.5 there or 0.5. 0.5. You will see within group, then order by order by sector, order by sector, order by sector, computing statistics for each word, group by sector, definitely by sector, order the result by value of interest, order the result by the mean, group by sector, counter it by the mean, order by mean, we have that, just run the code, we have our result. Submit that, and we are good to go. Oh, consider is okay. Our source is 0.5 there. For 0.5 should still work there. So order by assets. I want to order by assets, not by sector. So let the mean and median of assets. Okay, of assets. Let the mean and median of assets, not of sector. Sector, median, or exactly. So I made a mistake there. Creating temporary tables. Creating temp tables. Okay.
Up to this point, you've run queries and viewed the results. But what if you want to keep the results of a query around for reference? You need special permissions in a database to create or update tables. But most users can create temporary tables that only they can see and that only last for the duration of a database session. One way to create a temporary table is with a select query. The results of the query are saved as a table that you can use later. To do this, we preface any select query with the words create temp table, then a name for the table we're creating, and finally the keyword as. This copies the result of the select query into a new table that has no connection to the original table. There are other ways to create temporary tables as well. You may have seen select into syntax before. You add a special clause into the middle of a select query to direct the results into a new temp table. In this example, the add
Select column 1, column 2, then info temp table, table name. There's no table within the column. Okay, from table. I think the first one is much easier.
added clause is in the middle line of code. Both of these queries do the same thing, just with different syntax. We're going to use the create table syntax in this course. It's the method recommended by Postgres, and it allows you to use options not available with the select into syntax. As an example, let's make a temporary table called Top Companies with just the rank and title of the top 10 companies in Fortune 500. We preface our select query with the create temp table syntax. After we've created the table, We can then select from it. Note that the column names are taken from the column names of the result. We can also insert new rows into a table after we've created it. We use an insert into statement with the name of the table, followed by a select query that will generate new rows into the column names are taken from the column names of the result. We can also insert new rows into a table after we've created it. We use an insert into statement with the name of the table, followed by a select query that will generate the rows we want to add to the table. The columns generated by the select query must match those already in the table. Here we add companies with ranks 11 to 20 to the table. In many database clients, after you run the command, you'll get a confirmation message that 10 rows were inserted into the table. In the Datacamp editor, you won't see any message when rows are inserted. Now, if we select from the temp table top companies again, you can see the new rows have been added. To delete a table, use the drop table command. Select from the Datacamp editor, you won't see any message when rows are inserted. Now, if we select from the temp table top companies again, you can see the new rows have been added. To delete a table, use the drop table command. The table will be deleted immediately without warning. Dropping a table can be useful if you made a mistake when creating it or when inserting values into it. Temporary tables will also be deleted automatically when you disconnect from the database. A variation on the drop table command adds the clause "if exists" before the table name. This means to only try to delete the table after confirming that such a table exists. This variation is often used in scripts because it won't cause an error if the table doesn't exist. Temporary tables can be useful for keeping results for later reference or for breaking complicated queries into smaller pieces. Now, it's your turn to create some tables of your own.
Now let's create some tables. So create a temp table. So find the Fortune 500 companies that have profit in the top 20% for their sector, the top 20% for their sector compared to the Fortune 500 companies. To do this, first find the 80th percentile of profit for each sector. 80th percentile of profit for each sector. Okay. And save the result in the temporary table. Then join 4500 to the company. Then join 4500 to the temporary table. Select companies with profit greater than the 80% percentile. So they have profit in the table. If it already exists, fill in the name of the temp table. So our temp table is create temporary table called profit 80, profit 80. The job table, let's call it profit 80. Create the temporary table. Also create temp table. Also create temp table. We give it for profits. 1, 2, 3, 4. As profits. Select the two columns we need, alias as needed. So create a temp table, profit containing sector and 80th percentile of profit for each sector. Containing sector, if you want to select the sector, want it to contain sector and percentile. Want the percentile this, yeah, percentile this. up to 80%, 0.8. Then we didn't go. Order by let's order by sector. Some people call it as 260, 80. This is the percentile 80. Then what table are you getting from the data? Um, what table? Okay, from 4500 from 4500. I also go by sector, definitely going by sector. Then can select start from our temp table to see if we got that correctly. You can see. So from the table, we have create temp table, profitability, and select sector percentile 80% of the company, 80% of the profits within the group, other by sector. Then we're selecting star from it here, and we are good to go. That's correct. Oh, freelancer code, the freelancer profit. We also look by profits here, right? Other by profits, profit from the table. So find 80% of profit for each sector. I think the assumption very well. The profit 80%. Even the profits are making a small mistake. Even the profit column has to be what? The within the percentile column, other by profit has to be the what? A numeric data type. You just submit that. So the next question says, create timetable. Find the Fortune 500 companies that have profit in the top 20% for their sector. They have profit in the top 20%. They are the top 20% of their sector. To do this, first find the 80% of the profit for each sector. Okay, that's what I did earlier. So it says use profits. Using the profit table you created in step one, select companies that have profit greater than the what 80%. Okay. Select title sector profit and from 4500. So select this is the table we created earlier. Select what title, then sector. What are we everything? Select column freelancing as needed. Select title, we have sector from where? Profits, sector dot profit, if I'm sure. The profit is different there. This must be a comma here with dots. So only selecting from one table. Hmm. To create the profitability table you created in step one, select companies that have profit greater than the PCC. Okay, greater than the PCC. You want to join there. Okay. Title sector, profits, title sector. What's missing here? Ratio of the company's profits. Okay, this sector, then this profit from here. This is definitely profit here. Representing the sector. What do I have for aliases? Okay, from we have sector here. Oh, okay, we have sector from here. So to say sector here from 4500 divided by the PCC here as the ratio. So let's join our profit 80 here on 4500. What's the matching column here? Definitely the sector. Definitely the sector here. That the sector should be our matching column there. The sector. What rows do you want to select? Where? So let's say 5. Unit profit 800 will be created in step. Select companies that have profit greater than PCC. Hmm. Let's see where profits, where the profits here is greater than the ratio. This calculation here. Let's see that. Let's run the code. Aha, so we are correct. So this is the rows we want to select here. Code from previous step. Then select columns from here. Title, bottom 500 from sector. Profits, because there's no profit here. So we have sector that is common to both fields. You submit that. Oh, so we got that correctly. So that's quite easy. Title sector profit ratio. Let's move to the next one there. So the next one says create a temporary table to simplify a query. So the Stack Overflow data contains daily question counts. So 2018-09-25 for all tags, but each tag has a different starting date in the data. Find how many questions had each tag on the first date for which data. To find out how many questions had each tag on the first day, on the first date for which data for the tags available, as well as how many questions had the tag on the last day. So let me read that again. Find out how many questions had each tag on the first date for which data for the tag is available. That's quite easy. As well as how many questions had the tag on the last day. Also, compute the difference between these two values. To do this, first compute the minimum date for each tag. Then you use the minimum date to select the question count on both the first date on both the first and last day. To do this, join the timetable start date to two different copies of the Stack Overflow table, one for each column, first day and last day, alias different news. That's quite quickly. To clear the table to so drop table to start dates, create timetable syntax. So say create timetable, create timetable, start date. This is the name of our table. Create timetable. You can call that table start date. Compute the minimum date for each word. First, create a temporary table called start date with each tag and the minimum date for the tag in Stack Overflow. So, okay, we have a tag. Let's select the tag for each tag. The tag here, select the tag, then the minimum dates, min dates for each tag as min date from Stack Overflow. What do you need to compute the minimum date for each? That is for each tag. So go by tag. Okay, hold up. First, create a temporary table called start date with each tag and the minimum date for the tag in Stack Overflow. Definitely go by tag. This we have an aggregate function there. So want to select what? Select start from minimum date, from start date. Yeah. So if I should run the code, that should give us our correct answer. Good. So the minimum date for each tag is this, based on what we've done here. If I submit that, so that's correct. Now from that, what we created earlier, so join start date to Stack Overflow twice using different table aliases. Want to join start date to Stack Overflow twice. That's quite tricky. So to create the table, create timetable start date as select tag minimum date as min date from Stack Overflow. Go by tag. So select tag, remember the table name and minimum date. Then start date to Stack Overflow twice. So I'm selecting tag. This is quite tricky. Okay, for each tag, select min date question count on the minimum date and question count on the maximum date. Compute the change in question count over time. So join start date twice. So want to select for each tag, select the tag, definitely the tag from here. Then select the question count also. That means I'm selecting tag from the correct table name. Mm. The tag for each tag, select minimum date, question count, Then select question count on the minimum and maximum days. So mean so mean SO mean what does my SO mean here? Admin date, SO max. So what is this table called SO mean? The table start date. So which table is equal that is called SO mean here? That's what is happening. So hmm. So the mean days, what I was selecting, is it the question count? The question count over time. So the challenge here is that what table is it? So I'm selecting this one. Let me read the instruction again. It says find out how many questions add each tag on the first date for which data for the tag is available. As well, how many questions add a tag on the last day. So complete the difference between the two days. So this is complete the difference between the two dates. This is what is asking. It says find out how many questions add each tag on the last date. How many question count? Hmm. This is saying from start date. Why letting know this one from start date? Are you sure? Wow, wow, hold up. Remember the table name. I'm selecting this from start date. Okay. Then say select question count from the minimum and maximum days. The question count for the minimum and maximum days from where is it from start date or from Stack Overflow? That's the funny thing here. Let's take int. So tag appears in Stack Overflow as start date. So by selecting tag from here, let tag remember the table name from minimum days. By selecting tag from here, so I'm selecting tag from both tables. Okay. Start date tag, Stack Overflow tag. Some error is question count, but this is not a table. Which table is this? They said you can't compute the difference between the question count using column aliases because aliasing happens after the results are computed. Use so mean so the actually is a function. Make sure to subtract the count on the first day from the count on the last day. So this so mean is a function. I have no idea about that. I think so that so mean is a function. So you can't use data, you can't compute the difference between the question count using column aliases because aliasing happens after the results are computed. Use so min. I think the so min is a function. So min count, so maximum question count. To compute the change in difference, so the change in difference from where terminating from Stack Overflow, are we computing the difference between that? Sometimes we figure this out from start date. So compute the change in question count, maximum and minimum. Are you saying from this maximum and minimum counts? Okay. Maximum question count. So let me go back to the join. Let's figure out the join clause. It says join start date to talk about flow with alias so me. In our join, okay, oh so mean is the second name for the table. Oh, that's the mistake I did there. The so mean is the table is alias for what? For Stack Overflow. Control C. So in our join start date to Stack Overflow with alias so mean. So Stack Overflow here. What needs to match between the two tables? In our join Stack Overflow to the maximum of the table, second table here. So we are saying here to start date dot the definitely the tag column there. So the tag column is the common table there. Control C to start date dot tag, Stack Overflow dot tag, start date, the minimum date. So mean this one is also tag. This one is also tag here, but the second phase is this place here. Minimum date here, mean date. We said start mean date, just so mean. What is the date here? Definitely the date column here. So mean the dates. Then so max the date equals to this also. So what our challenge now is this: compute the change in question count. Ooh. To create 10 table, start date as red tag, as main date. Okay, the Stack Overflow contains daily question count. Find how many questions add each tag in the first day, as well as how many questions add the tag on the last. Also, compute the difference between the two values. So the difference between the two values and finding it out to compute. The difference between find out how many questions add each tag on the first day. So how many questions does this tag add have on the first day? So I'm selecting this one from which table? From Stack Overflow table, of course. From this table, of course. From this table, of course. Hold up. That will from the soul main, definitely from the soul main table, definitely soul main table, then the soul max. table here. This second one here. So max question count here. Oh, I figured out. So he said, find how many questions add each tab on the first day for which data for the tag is available, as well as how many questions add the tag on the last day. Since we have the minimum date, the maximum date, the difference between them is what? The change between the number of questions, question count on the minimum date, the question count on the maximum date. So it's trying to make sense now. So let's give it a shot. I hope I'm not missing anything in this joint clause. On this small clause here, let's give it a shot and see if we don't get an error. Boom, we get an error. So I'm getting an error in Stack Overflow.tag. So mean. Okay. I figured out. There's no table called Stack Overflow. I need to record uh, the the alias name. Aha, so that was my mistake. I should have not used I should use the alias over there. Let's give it a shot. That was quite hard to figure out. It took a while. Cool. Check the second line entries. That is, the checker is trying to find minimum date. Min date hold up. Min date here. Min date, why min date? Let's remember the table then. Min date from where? Reflecting from the our first table that we have alias as so min. So min does question count. Why would I be selecting the dates from there? They are referring to this min date here. Let's see. So find the tag, the minimum date question count, maximum date question count, the change between them. Okay, okay. Wow. Change to be incorrect. The change is incorrect. Why is the change incorrect? The change here is incorrect. It's not correct. I'm not getting the correct column for the change. Wow, what is the problem? I think I'm almost there. Let me do the question again. To do this, complete the first. To do this, first complete the minimum date for each tag. Then use the minimum date. Select the question count. Use the minimum date. Select the question count on both the first and the last day. So minimum date question count. This is it. So this question count here for the minimum date, the question count, and the maximum date. To do the join temp start date. To do this, join the temporary table start date to two different copies of the Stack Overflow, one for each column, first day and last day, alias different names. What's the issue? What's the issue? Come on. The change is not correct. I'm not getting the calculation correct for this change results here. The change result here is not correct. That is not the challenge. Why? What's the problem? What's the challenge? Come on. Ooh, come on. start date, the tag from this temporary table here, the minimum days from the temporary table here. Then you say select the question count on the minimum and maximum days from what? From our Stack Overflow table. Minimum day from Stack Overflow table 1 is maximum day from Stack Overflow table 2. Then complete the change in question count, maximum and minimum. Oh, it's also the maximum fall before the minimum. Oh, I think I figured out my mistake. This was supposed to be maximum. I'm subtracting, then the minimum. So me, I think that's my silly mistake there. Aha, that is correct now. Definitely it is correct now. I shouldn't be getting negative value here. Let's submit that and see. Aha, wow. Look at the silly mistake I was doing. I was subtracting the minimum from the maximum. Definitely. Yeah, I was not supposed to be subtracting it like that. So the maximum, I'm subtracting like 2 minus 5, which I will be getting negative value. I'm supposed to be subtracting 5 minus 2. The int was helpful though. The int was helpful what? I was able to get the journey plus. I just want to read the code again so I have a good understanding of the code. So we're selecting the questions. Let me read the question again. So the Stack Overflow data The Stack Overflow data here contains daily question counts to 2018-0925 for all tags, but each tag has a different starting date in the data. Yes. So find out how many questions add each tag on the first date. So each tag now we're going to find out how many questions it has on the first. This is the minimum here. This is the minimum date for this particular question tag. So this is the number of questions this question tag adds on the first date. Uh-huh. Primary question add a tag on the first date for which data for the tag is available. For which data for the tag is available. As well as how many questions add the tag on the last day. So this is the last day, the maximum days for that tag, and this number of questions it has. Okay, we don't have number of questions. This is not the number of questions, actually. Also, compare the difference between these two variables. We are only showing the minimum question for the start date and maximum date. Okay, maximum days question count. This is the maximum the last day for this tag. That is the total questions it has had. There's really a difference between them. You get it now. That's what this whole code is just showing us. But we need to create a temporary table that will only show the minimum date first. So that's why we created this temp table here. Create temp table, start date. And so we need a temp table, start date, which you're only selecting the tag here, the tag here, and the minimum date for that tag. You get it now. So we could actually use this temporary table to create two tables of Stack Overflow, which will have the minimum question count and the maximum question count. Oh, exactly. I hope that helps a little bit. I'm trying to understand the whole code so also. But I'm super excited I was able to solve the question myself. The journey clause is amazing. So complete. So the alias the so max was there. I didn't get the code complete the other time. So this is the maximum. This one showing us the maximum question count, the minimum question count. That's what we use there. So the minimum question count as minimum date question count, maximum question count as maximum date question count. So I'm not even selecting the date. Okay. I'm trying to see how this is working here. So we selected the question count for that word, for that date, which is the minimum date. Okay, this is the maximum date. Because we always selecting, we only make this table stack overflow, make it so max. If I go to the table now, the question count after that's probably the question count is updating. It is counting for the old date. So the number of questions it will just show the total question count for that date. So let's understand that because it is interesting. It is interesting to know. I think this is the last, if we start a timetable, this is the last challenge here in this chapter. So it starts into a timetable. Okay, once you start into a timetable now, that was the last question there. So while you can join the result of multiple similar queries together with union, sometimes it is easier to break up a query. It is easier to break a query down into steps. You can do this by creating a temporary table and inserting rows into it. Compute the correlation between each pair of profit change, and revenue change from the 4500 data. The resulting temporary table should have the following structure. If you compute the difference, create temporary table. So what should we call it temporary? Create a temporary table correlations. Create timetable. Create timetable. I want to call it correlations. So our correlations table will have the what the result of this what of this select statement inside that table. So that should be from 4500. So from 4500 there, it says you are select profits and as voucher. You are converting this profits column here, the profits column here. So this code here, this first line of code here, you convert it to a what? To a variant character as measure. So compute the correlations. So I can say core, COR, C double R. So compute the correlation between what profits, compute the correlation between profits and each of the three variables. Correlate profits with profit, profit with profit change. So profit with profits, that's funny. Profit with itself. So compute the correlation between profit and each of the three variables. Correlate profit with profit, profit with profit change, then profits with profit change, and also any profit with revenue change. So profit with profit change here, then profit change, then profit with revenue change. That's the last one here. Profit with revenue change. So if you run the query, let's give it a shot. Oh, I'm missing something here. Something is missing. I've not completed my code. But we are good to go now. So I just made my timetable correct. So this is a temporary table, so we're not going to see the results. If I submit that, that should be correct. That's correct, it's a temporary table. Now it says, note that step 1 and 2 do not produce output. It is normal for the query result pane to say your query did not get any result. Insert goes into the correlation table for profit change and revenue change. Just insert new rows into this. We're going to use the insert into correlations. Just come on the table. Add a row from profit change. Insert into what table? Insert into correlations. So add a row for profit change. So the profit change, you want to add a row to it. So using profit change instead of profits. Insert into correlation. Also insert into what? Insert into correlation. So add a row for profit chain. Insert into what table correlation. Follow the pattern of the select statement above using profit chain instead of profit. So follow the pattern of the select statement above. Okay. The pattern is select profit. So select profit. So select profit change. You can see select profit change. So just insert into it now. Just let's select revenue change here. Revenue change. So let me figure out what I'm going to insert. Hold on to insert. Oh, I spent almost an hour on the live stream trying to complete this challenge. So, okay. So the present temporary table should have following results. So measure. Okay, just to insert hash mark. We call the run function to make the result more readable. So for profit, this profit, we just insert. Oh, okay. Profit change, hash mark. Okay. Revenue change. Should be the same thing. Mm, job table exist. Let profit change. Start into. I'm trying to check my time there. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm to do here. My head is exhausted already. Very simple code. I was able to solve a larger code. I'm not finding that to solve a simple insert. Oh, one, two, three. One, two, three. Add a row for profit change. Mm, so the code is like this. One, two, three, four. One, one, two, three, four. Let me take a hint. No, that I didn't find that useful. I shouldn't have taken a hint. Using profit change instead of profit. Okay, hold up, hold up. Look at the output you are trying to get. Add a row for profit chain. Insert into what table. Follow the pattern. Follow the pattern of the select statement tab using profit chain instead of profit. Oh, hold up. I'm trying to figure that out. Mm, not like finding it hard to show. So I'm trying to do profits, branch as measure, profit in branch as measure, as profits. I was also to create this step again. Profit, profit, profit change, profit change, profit change, revenue change. Wow. I was just supposed to use that. That's funny though. Revenue change, branch as measure. So that was the thing I should do there. I guess I can always get everything. Let's run the code. So our code will not generate anything. So if you want me to just insert same thing, create temporary table, revenue, profit. Instead of using profit now. So instead of using profit instead of profit. Profit change as profit change also. That's quite funny. Okay. I think that's the end of the live stream for today. We exhausted everything here. Oh. Okay, I have another one to do here. One last one here. Let's each column only the correlation. So select each column only the correlation. So I will select profits here. So this for profits, profit change, the revenue change. So this for profits, also see. So this is for profit change, first column to numeric. Okay. Let this column only the correlations. This for profit change, and this for revenue change. From there, not the from correlations. Set everything from correlations. You're going to round them. So we're going to round it up. So round to let's round this one. So let's run that finally and see the result. What's the challenge there? Can you see something? Round profit. So I'm going to go back to let this go normally the correlations. Profit merit personal faces as profit. Okay. So revenue chain, profit. So I'm converting it from measure, from voucher to numeric, then a profit chain industry. Then we are good to go. Ooh, I'm tired already. So it's round. So we just completed that chapter. So I'll just stop here for today so we can continue from there tomorrow. I wanted to finish that chapter today. So come on, load up, and we are good to go. We have 2 hours to go. So that's all for today, guys. Alright, so thanks for staying to the end of the live stream. So if you found value in this video, please support the channel by smashing that subscribe button, put on the notification bell so you know every time I go live, and give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Also, don't forget to check out the freelance client magnet course using the link in the YouTube description.